What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. Today, believe it or not, I'm gonna talk some more about peace, right? And being present in the moment. Recently, I kind of sort of started to figure out that something I would do was, rather than being present, I would be thinking about how to be present. And I would be trying to figure out how to articulate the idea and word it properly rather than actually just practicing the action of being present. And I think you're going to learn much more about, like, okay, say your goal is to be able to articulate to others how to be present. Like, that's one of my goals, right? Because I'm trying to articulate how to be present to you guys right now, right? So I need to be able to do that well. But I think I would have a much easier time figuring out how to articulate how to be present by just being present more often and practicing being present. I'll actually know what it's like. I'll actually know the process of getting into being present. Well, one thing I know is the more present you are, the more peaceful you are, or the less stressed. And stress causes, or stress makes it way harder for your thoughts to be organized and way harder for you to learn new things. And both those things are not gonna help me articulate how to be present. So I really gotta, and you guys, of course, it'd be good if we put more deliberate practice into being present rather than thinking that we're being most productive when we're thinking about how to be present. I think a lot of people that are on the self-help journey, self-improvement journey, have a little bit of a problem with that. Like, I would something I would do is I would think that the thought train that I have going on, the train of thought that I have going on, is too important to break to have a conversation with someone I see on the that I walk past on the sidewalk. And I think that's bullshit. That's a bullshit excuse. That's not how you learn to live a good life. You're going to enjoy life a lot more if you just talk to that person, like say hi, stop and have a conversation. Yesterday I had like 3 or 4 great conversations with either strangers or neighbors, and it felt good. It felt way better than just continuing to think about what I was thinking about, even if what I was thinking about was like, it could have been like a really good thought that I could have put into a YouTube video. But that doesn't matter. We're trying to learn how to live in the present, right? That's not living in the present to be thinking about a YouTube video that I'll be making later, or like some idea that'll help me teach others, right? You really want to just take advantage of the opportunities that are directly in front of you right this moment, and not think about what you're going to be doing, what someone said to you. I can't think of many examples. Don't be thinking about the fact that you can't think of many examples. Just move on. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of things that people think are important that are not important. How cool you look, or how perfectly you word what you're trying to say, how smart you sound, those don't matter. There could be a dumb person that knows how to be more present than you, and they're happier. Just learn how to be present. Learn how to not care how you look. Learn how to, diminish your ego as much as you can. That's something that I want to read more about, actually. Ryan Holiday's book, Ego is the Enemy, is one of the next ones on my list. That one's gonna be good. I'll share some wisdom from that. But yeah, I think the more that you find peace, the more you'll start to follow your interests rather than what you think you should be doing. And I don't mean like follow your interests like, oh, I'm interested in playing Fortnite, so I'm gonna go play Fortnite. I mean like topics to read about type interests, right? So I think today I'm especially peaceful. I did hour 45 minutes of meditation this morning, that's a PR, baby. That's a record. So that was good. Then I did an extra long little gratitude journaling, writing down everything I'm grateful for. And like I said, extra long. I took time to think of things that I don't usually write down, and I think that specifically helped. Writing new things to be grateful about. Um, I think it's really important because if you're just writing down the same thing every day, you really, it starts to mean less when you write it down. You start to do it from memory rather than genuinely thinking about what you're grateful for. You're kind of thinking about what you were grateful for at one other point, you know? So getting those new ideas down, that at least helped me a lot today. And I'm guessing since you're a human too, your mind works similarly. So I'd try that. But like I said, more peaceful this morning. And I started, after I finished writing down what I was grateful for, I had there was just a bunch of ideas and topics, more ideas and topics that interested me than normal. Like I would start to, or I know what I was doing. I immediately started looking up books about these topics that I hadn't thought about in a while and really wanted to learn more about. And the key thing is that I wanted to learn more about it because I think it would be enjoyable to learn more about, not because it'll be beneficial to learn about. Not that it wouldn't be beneficial too, because the things I'm talking about are like things like how to diminish the ego. And one of the other books I wanted to read was it was written by the Dalai Lama, just about some Buddhist wisdom, some meditation stuff. I don't know exactly what it's about, but just the fact that it's by the Dalai Lama, I know he's someone you could really get some good wisdom from. You know, it's reliable, right? I'm not just picking any old Buddhist book. I'm picking one that I can trust, so that helps. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, peace makes you more interested in things. I think it's really important to follow your interests in particular rather than just what you think is the best thing you should be focusing on, because you're not going to learn to go with the flow, and that is incredibly important to do. You will relieve yourself of a lot of stress if you can, and it'll be way easier to actually get in the present when you are enjoying what you're reading about, when you're enjoying what you're doing. Like there's a million different ways to exercise, right? You can go on a bike ride, you can swim, you can lift weights. You can lift weights for hypertrophy or for like strength, like powerlifting type stuff. And actually for me, I switched from hypertrophy to lifting for strength, and that made me get way more into it and be way more present while I'm doing it, way more, I guess, just happier while I'm doing it, as you really get into it. But like I'm saying, there's a million different ways to exercise. Pick the one that you like best. Don't pick what your favorite YouTuber likes best or thinks is best for the body and the mind. Pick what's most fun for you. It's not gonna make that big of a difference, but I'm saying which one you do doesn't make that big of a difference. It makes a big difference that you're choosing the one that's most fun for you, right? Same with reading. You don't have to read any specific book. Read a book that you want to read. Don't make yourself read some stupid shit that not stupid shit, just something that you don't care about that much. And maybe yeah, that is an important book to read at some point in your life. Doesn't have to be read now. Let your mind develop and grow until you are interested in a topic that's more complex, right? If you're saying, oh, I need to learn that, has so much value in it, but it's so complicated and it'll be hard to enjoy, don't read it yet. At some point you'll be smarter. You'll have learned more. It'll be easy to get into those more complicated things. Something I know about being present and interested in what you're actually doing is that in order to get like really in the zone, in a flow state, the challenge level has to be right above your skill level. If you choose a book that's just too complicated for you, but your favorite YouTuber told you to read it, you're not gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna be able to focus. Just go with your interests. Go with your interests. You could read a novel. If you just start reading, there's nothing wrong with reading a novel instead of something on self-improvement. It is still a good habit to read, in general. So don't be afraid. If you, I don't know, dude, read Harry Potter. Sure, read Harry Potter, read Ender's Game. Those are good books. Doesn't matter that you're not getting anything out of it. There's actually studies that show that your compassion grows from reading fiction, because you're like in the perspective of someone else. You're in someone else's shoes. So it's in real life, it's easier to put yourself in someone else's shoes. You're going to develop, like I said, compassion, and learn how to be more kind, and I guess just care about other people. And compassion is a good skill to have. You are going to be a lot more lonely if you don't learn to develop compassion. So don't feel like reading a novel or fiction is below you. Maybe it is. Maybe you're beyond that. But if you're interested in it, you're not beyond that. Don't try to make yourself seem smarter or cooler than you are, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're interested in, you're interested in. Go with it. Go with the flow. Be happy, guys. Be grateful. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for your mind, your body, where you live. There's so many more things that you can be grateful for that you forget to be grateful for. I messed up the wording of that sentence, but there's more things to be grateful for than you initially think. So keep figuring out what you're grateful for. Count your blessings. Have a good day, you guys.